When you're creating cold emails, writing great copy and showcasing high value is very important. But if you want your emails to do work for you and get your customers to do exactly what you intend for them to do, then understanding visual navigation is key. Today I'm going to give you 3 questions to ask yourself before you press send on that email to level up. Hi, I'm Eric and welcome to Gem Monster. On this channel, you'll learn how to generate sales while becoming the best version of your creative self. Now today, you're leveling up your prospecting emails. Little warning though, we're not going over how to write copy. So if you are looking for information on that, I will drop some links like they're hot right now. But I do suggest to stick around. The idea is to make it very easy for your customer to make the decision to work with you. Now, here are 3 questions to ask yourself before you press send to level up your emails. Let's kick it. So you've seen those emails in the past where they're just one big block of text and you're like, I don't want to read this. And you know, a lot of people do understand that paragraphs need to happen and things need room to breathe, but there needs to be a purpose behind it. So I like to think about it like moving. So you're helping a buddy move and you have different boxes labeled for different things. You have one for throw pillows, you have one for your pictures, you have another one for your antique knife throwing collection, ninja stars, things. And the idea is to put those things in the boxes that they belong. So you put your throw pillows here, your antique ninja stars here, and you don't want to cross because you don't want your pillows to feel bloody. The same thing goes for your emails. Now, if you're laying out your email, start with little boxes. Mark one for the introduction, mark one for the closing, and then a middle piece. Now, whether that middle piece is about your customer's world now and what their world looks like when they are working with you, or the value you bring to them, you can map that out and then start to fill in those boxes. Now, if you're working with an existing email, the idea is to add spacing between existing topics already. So let's say you find your introduction, add a space afterwards, find your middle chunk, and then leave it in the middle, and then add a space after that for the closing. Make sure to rewrite anything so that it's very clear, short and sweet for your customer, but then also make sure that each thing has a clear goal. Once you have defined the purpose between each segment, we can move on to the second question. Your email needs to be scannable. Scannable lector. Hannibal Lecter. Oh. Where am I? This means that within a few moments of glancing at your email, your customer needs to understand what's going on in it and be able to make a clear decision on whether or not they want to keep reading. Now, adding segments in that email does help make it scannable, but there are some tweaks that need to be made in addition. First, you need to understand that when an email is open, your prospect will look at the top and then they'll look at the bottom before they look in the middle. So having a clear introduction and a clear request at the end is key. So if your introduction is a compliment, bold the specifics of that compliment. This is a great way of getting the conversation started. Your customer sees something that relates to them and it gives them the warm and fuzzies. And then they look at the bottom piece and see that you're requesting for them to join a webinar. Bold that piece, heck, even italicize that to really get that attention for that piece of that article. And then what you want to do after that is then go to the middle piece and figure out the specifics of that. What I suggest is highlighting the piece that brings the most value. In this case, the value is shown here. Attract an audience and turn them into valuable customers. The final test is if you can get a clear grasp of what the email is trying to say by just reading the bolded text. In this email, it says, hostile robotic elliptical machines was incredibly fascinating. So that's the name of the article, and you're just saying that you really liked it. Attract an audience and turn them into valuable customers by joining a free 45-minute webinar. By reading the bolded text, you get a clear picture of what this email is about and can make a conclusive decision on whether or not you want to read more. Now that your email is scannable, there is one more question that you need to ask to make sure that you have a clear navigational space for your potential customers. When you have links in an email, each link should have a mission. Now, that mission should only be one of two things. Number one is to provide proof, and number two is to help achieve the goal of that email. Now, in this email, you could provide a link for the article that you read to show the origin of the post, and you can also link to a customer that has shown results with your product or service. The goal of the email is to have someone sign up for the webinar. So that link is the most important. When you take a look at the email as a whole, you need to ask yourself whether or not having those other links detract from the goal. Now, in some cases it works, and in other cases it doesn't. So you need to use your own discretion. I also recommend that you ask friends, family, and even customers to see what their thoughts are. I've been known to call a customer and ask them why they didn't click on the link or which one they clicked on first. The idea is to make sure that you don't detract from the goal. In this case, I think that having the two other links do detract from the goal, so I would take those out and just leave the link for the webinar, because the idea is to get your customer to join the webinar. So the final product looks like this: segmented, easily scannable, and a link with a mission. This email is built to visually navigate someone through so they can quickly identify the purpose of the email and make a quick decision on what they want to do next. You want to make it easy for your customers to work with you right away. So compared to the first email, this email is what I call leveling up. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel and hit the little notification bell so that you don't miss time with little old me. Also, be sure to give me a thumbs up because they feel really good in the heart area, which I'm told is over here. Well, till next week, have a good one.